Good morning, everyone. My name is Awojoodu. Awojoodu is the CEO and co-founder of Envoy, a web-based internet payment platform that helps thousands of Nigerian merchants receive payments over the internet. It has been operational for the last 4 years and it is approved by the CBN. Its company also is the first mobile point of sale solution provider in Nigeria that is certified by NIBS, and that allows merchants to receive card payments using their mobile phone. Thank you. So I'll start. The topic is forging inclusive growth in payment systems and financial inclusion initiatives. I would like to rearrange this a bit. I would like to start from the end. I want to talk about financial inclusion initiatives because I think that's very broad, and then we'll narrow it down to payment systems and inclusive growth in detail. Okay, so what is financial inclusion? Financial inclusion is the provision of quality financial products and services like payments and savings to everyone, especially the low-income segment. The emphasis here is low-income segments. The reason being that everybody here, I'm sure like 100% everybody here has a bank account. So there's no need to try and financially include you, you're already included. So that's why the emphasis there is on the low-income segment. And the benefits of these are numerous, especially to the economy, even personal safety of individuals. Okay, so financial inclusion strategy being pushed by the central bank at the moment is targeting these 4 areas: agent banking, financial literacy, mobile money operation, which is probably the team of here, and an MSME development fund. So these are part of the tools that CBN is using to drive financial inclusion. So we'll move to payment system. The payment system is the financial system that supports transfer of funds from payers to buyers and so on, using cash or using cashless, using paper or no paper. So that is the whole idea of payment system. And I think this is directly involved. Like if you take it down from the financial inclusion, if you have money, for instance, on your mobile wallet, the whole essence is that you're supposed to be able to pay with it. So that's why payment system comes in. Moving further, we'll go into inclusive growth. Now, this inclusive growth to me is kind of very, very deep, because when you just listen to the topic, it says inclusive growth, but inclusive growth itself is a very popular word, and it's like very, very deep. You have a lot of properties that people we are not really seeing, because when you just look at the theme of today, you just say forging inclusive growth. Inclusive growth is an essential evidence of any successful growth strategy. Inclusiveness is a concept that encompasses equity, equality of opportunity, protection in markets and employment transitions. Equality of opportunity being referred to there is actually in terms of access to markets, resources, and unbiased regulatory environment for businesses and individuals. I don't know, this is new to me, but if you knew that inclusive growth was this deep before, can you just brief that? Okay, so inclusive growth is actually a concept on its own, and the fact that we are trying to put this into financial inclusion, into payment systems is kind of very deep. So I want to talk about the properties of inclusive growth. Inclusive growth as a concept in itself. First of all, inclusive growth is directly proportional to economic growth. Anytime there's inclusive growth, there's economic growth. Inclusive growth is always long-term, it's never short-term, it's always looking at long-term perspective concerned with sustained growth. Inclusive growth is always concerned with the pace and pattern of the growth. Inclusive growth must always be tailored. It is never, you can't just take it from another country or take it from the shelf. You have to always tailor it to your own environment. And inclusive growth is not defined in terms of targets such as employment or income generation. These are the outcomes of inclusive growth, not the goals. Then lastly, inclusive growth is followed by market-driven sources of growth, with the government playing a facilitating role. Okay, quick lesson from poverty reduction. There's a definition here that everybody has quoted that this is how to reduce poverty, and it says that a high pace of growth over an extended period of time is necessary and often the main contributing factor in reducing poverty. Now, I put this here because I'm thinking, is there a lesson we can learn from here in the whole cashless initiative? Is there a way we can look for high pace of growth over an extended period of time, and then see how this can actually affect the cashless environment? But I think if we can look for how to solve this in a cashless scheme, I think we'll really go a long way. And then lastly, I want to talk about ignition strategy. There's not a lot about ignition strategy, but the concept of the ignition strategy is if you want to start a payment solution, be it mobile money or whatever solution it is, you need to think about an ignition strategy. Now, the concept of ignition strategy is because in payment systems, there are two parties, a buyer and a seller. And when you have, from a business point of view, if you are going to market with a solution and then you are looking for a buyer and a seller at the same time, it's always difficult, because how do you manage your marketing? Are you trying to get merchants or are you trying to get buyers? And this is a very serious challenge, and I think it is actually the challenge that mobile money has encountered so far, because at the same time you are looking for people to accept mobile money, at the same time you are looking for people to pay with it. I think it's always easier when there is already a party and then you are looking for the other party. For instance, that's why I think card payments will be slightly more popular, because when you have a bank account, you already have cards. You are just looking for people to accept POS. So your focus is how do you move out POS, because the one part is already there. And I think that for mobile money, if there was a way that everybody that on the phone automatically has a mobile money account, then I think it would be very easy to move mobile money, because everybody already has mobile money. You are just going to look for how do you accept mobile money. So I think we should always think about ignition strategy. How do we get both parties? What is the easiest way to get one party on board automatically and then look for the other party?